Hello, everyone. My name is Yongkang here. Today's topic is about 3 minutes to protect the containers running on Aliyun container services for Kubernetes. So let's get started. I will go ahead, straight jump to the web console. So I logged into Alibaba Cloud Console and I got the Cloud shell also open. All I need to do is just change to the directory ACK-K10 and run /K10 Destroy. Once I kick off the job, I will come back to the slide. So basically how you can protect the containers quickly. So I put here the title, protect the containers made easy with Kasten K10. If I have a ACK cluster up running, so how long do you think we need to protect the containerized workloads running on Alibaba Cloud ACK Cluster? For those of you who are not aware, so the ACK, that's Alibaba Cloud Container Service for Kubernetes. Basically, that's the managed Kubernetes service from Ali Cloud. Surprisingly, you only need like 200 seconds. Most of the time, you only need 100 seconds or so. But I don't want to overpromise. That's why I typically put 200 seconds or 3 minutes. So there is a little bit of preparation tasks. So first of all, you open a web browser, which I already did, and you log into Alibaba Cloud Shell, which I did as well. What I haven't done is I did not verify if I can have the access, but I do have the access to the right cluster. But if you are going to do the testing or in your environment, you bet to verify if you can access the cluster and you access the right cluster via the command kube control get nodes, just to verify you get the access to the right cluster. Okay, once you can access the cluster, first of all, you clone the repository, and then you prepare the environment. So the git clone will clone the repository from my GitHub page. It's the link is here. And once you clone the repository, you come back to the cloud shell, change it to the directory, run the ali prepper.sh command. So the ali prepper.sh command, we're going to install the required tools and also to set the cloud the credential, like a security access key and also security key, etc. That's all we need. But all of these tasks, it's a one-time job. Once you've done this job, you can go ahead to run K10 Destroy. So what we're going to deploy here is we're going to install Kasten K10. We're going to deploy a sample database, in this case, Postgresql database. We're going to create an Alibaba Cloud object storage location profile. And we will also create a backup policy for Postgresql database. And once you've done, after the scripts completes, you basically, all of these tasks are already completed. And the backup jobs will be automatically scheduled based on the settings. Okay, so I believe, just to share a little bit more, once you complete your job, you finish all of your job, there is another command called K10 Destroy.sh. So basically, we will remove the Postgresql sample database, we will remove Kasten K10 software, and we will remove all the objects from the bucket. So by now, the deployment should be finished. Let's see. Yeah, it is actually. So you can see, I'll move a little bit of the screen. You can see the whole picture here. So by end of the scripts, you are expecting to see the total time to deploy Kasten K10 Postgresql plus created policy. It took us 1 minute 7 seconds. So basically 67 seconds. We deployed to the running Kubernetes cluster, and we can protect the containers. And here you can see this is a web console, and here is a token code. I double click the token code, make a copy of the token code, and then you click the link to open new tab. So from here, paste your token code. Now we can log into the web console. So first I'm logging, select the company name, select the email address, click accept. So now we go to the policy. In the middle of the screen, you can see the policy. We already have the backup policy configured. And it will be running based on the settings. Right now, it's running every hour. But instead of waiting for the next scheduled job, I might just go ahead, click run once. It will immediately run on-demand backup jobs. So while we're waiting for the job to finish, let me come back to the command line just to show you. If I run kubectl or get nodes, you can see I do have the access to the right cluster. So I got the AP Southeast 1, that's the region I built the cluster on. And it is running version 1.20, and it's elegant cluster version. And if I log into Alibaba Cloud Console, you can also see, so under the clusters, you can see this is my cluster name, ACK for Yong-1-0353, and it is running on running in Singapore region. I only have one node for now. And if you want, you can click the cluster name. It will bring you the details of the cluster. Okay, let me minimize the Cloud Shell window for now. And it's actually Alibaba Cloud, the ACK cluster. I feel like it's ahead of the rest of the cloud providers. So one big thing here is you have the great visibility or observability of your environment. So for example, here you can see your application status, you can see your node status, and you can see your CPU utilization, your memory utilization, etc. And you don't need a separate tool to manage the Kubernetes cluster. I will show you shortly. And from here, if you don't have the right kube configure file configured from your Cloud Shell, you can either go to the connection information, you can copy the kube configure to your terminal, and you can copy it to the default location, or you can export the kube configure to this particular file. If you are using Cloud Shell, if you click this link here, open Cloud Shell, it will automatically actually connect to this Kubernetes cluster. That's under the ACK cluster here. So while we're talking here, let me come back to the web console to see if the backup job's running okay. So far the backup job's running okay. And I can see the backup job is running. And from the top of the screen, you can see left side, you got the applications. If I click the applications tab here, you can see I got a default namespace. I also have a K10 Postgresql database namespace. That's the sample database I created for this particular demo. And since I got the backup jobs completed successfully, let me come back to the dashboard. I will show you. So now if I click the job details here, you can see I got 2 subtasks. The first subtask, we're going to do the snapshot of your application components, and also configurations, including all those Kubernetes configurations. And also we're going to do the snapshot of your workload PostgreSQL database. And the second subtask is going to export the restore point, the snapshot to the object storage. So if I click the backup job details, you can see on the right-hand side, you can see all of these artifacts or specs are captured by Kasten K10. So we have the great visibility into your Kubernetes cluster, your namespace, secrets, configure maps, your services, etc. Everything captured by Kasten K10. Not only we are doing the snapshot of your persistent volume claims, we also do a snapshot of your Kubernetes configurations, and plus all the application-related components. And since the backup job completed successfully, first of all, let me show you how to run a restore job. So before I do the restore, let me come back to my slide deck. Let's see. So how to run the backup and the restore of the containerized application on Alibaba Cloud ACK. So I got the recording earlier. I recorded how to run the backup and the restore of Jenkins application on ACK Cluster, and how to restore Jenkins on ACK Cluster. If you're interested, here is a link. So it's called backup.ack.yongkang.cloud. You can, yeah, if that's something you want to know more, but for the purpose of this recording, it's really about to show you how quickly you can start to protect your containers, just under 3 minutes. Okay, so how to protect, how to backup and restore applications. So I will simulate a disaster by deleting the original namespace, and then I will show you how to restore from our object storage service. Because once in the disaster situation, all of your container storage are gone, including your first backup copy in the container storage are also gone. So you want to be able to restore from your local copy. But in this case, I will show you how to restore from the object storage copy. And after the restore complete successfully, I will show you how to back up the newly restored application. Okay, come back to the web console. Here, this is the one I want to show you from our Alibaba Cloud Console. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, looks like Alibaba Cloud, the ACK cluster, the web console, they have built in the lens feature. For those of you, I saw a lot of customers are using lens to manage the different Kubernetes clusters. But for Alibaba Cloud ACK cluster, you don't really need a lens because all of these features from lens provided by Alibaba Cloud Web Console. So for example, here, if I click the cluster namespace, I can list all of my namespace are listed here. So I'm going to simulate the disaster. I would delete the K10 Postgresql database namespace. I will confirm the deletion. Yeah, it might take some time to delete, maybe a couple of seconds. So while the deleting is happening, I will show you from here. You can check your, on the workload, you can see all of your deployments. And you can select the different namespace. For example, Kasten -IO, that's our custom software deployed to this particular namespace. You can see all of the deployments here. And you can see the stateful sets, you can see daemon sets, you can see jobs, you can see customer resources, etc. And under, I'm just showing you the volumes. So under volumes, you can see the persistent volume claims. By default, these are the 5 volumes used by Kasten K10, okay? And you can see your existing storage classes. But now, yeah, let's see, the namespace should be gone. Yes, the K10 Postgresql namespace is gone. Now let me come back to Kasten Web Console. So from the one, you might have noticed the applications, it was 2. So we talk to the API server to automatically discover if there is a new namespace created, it will appear here. If some new namespace is deleted, it's gone from here. So how to restore? My original namespace is gone. So from under the applications, there is a removed application. So if I select the removed application, you can see this is my K10 Postgresql database. That's the one I deleted so to simulate a disaster. So I can see 2 restore points here. So the first restore point is from the container storage, and second restore points from the exported copy. In this case, that's running from our Alibaba Cloud Object Storage Service, the short as OSS. It's running also from a Singapore region. And this is my bucket name. You might have noticed, yeah, this is my bucket name. So for this purpose of the restore, I can't select the first copy because, the disaster happening, your original namespace is gone, your original PVC is gone, your snapshots are also gone. So all I can do is restore from the exported copy. So I select the exported copy, and I need to select the namespace to restore. So since my original namespace is gone, I just create a new namespace. Let's say Postgresql restore. Okay, I click create a namespace. I don't need to do any advanced selections for now, but just to show you when it comes to restore, because we have the visibility into your Kubernetes cluster resources, we know what's inside your Kubernetes cluster, like a config maps, namespace, secrets, etc. We allow you to deselect everything. For example, some of the deleted secrets, or maybe some of the deleted config maps. You just take the resource and do the recovery. So for now, let me just reselect everything. I will go ahead, click restore. So once I click the restore, confirm the restore, you can monitor from the web console and also from our Alibaba Cloud Console. Actually, if I go to the pods and select the right namespace, in this case, let me do a refresh here. You can see the new namespace, do a refresh here. The new namespace, Postgresql-restore, it's coming. So you can see the restore pod, which is Kasten-IO, are restoring the containers. But if you prefer to use the command line, you can also bring up the command line. Let's say I want to monitor the status, get pods of the namespace, Postgresql -restore. W, you can monitor the status of the restore. So yeah, this is just to show you how the restore works. So simple, just a few clicks from the UI, the restore is happening. So while the restore is happening here, let's say it might take 1 minute or so, but while we're waiting, let me come back to the web console of Kasten, just to showing you actually the job already completed successfully. So I can see the job completed successfully. If I go back to the Alibaba Cloud Console, you should be able to see, actually, I need to do a refresh of the screen. Here you go. I do a refresh, you can see the containers, the Postgresql database is up running. So from the command line, the reason I don't see anything, it is actually, it's already up running before I run this command. So if I remove the -w, you can see actually, did I? Maybe there is a typo. Let me get the pod status of the Postgresql-restore. Oh, sorry, I get the wrong, namespace. That's why you don't see from the command line. Sorry for that. But you can see the Postgresql database, it's already up running 84 seconds ago. And the same thing can be found from our Alibaba Cloud Console, okay? So that completes the restore. Let me come back to the web console here. The moment we complete the restore, you might have noticed the application becomes true again. So because we talked to the API server, we discovered there is a new namespace called Postgresql restore. And there is no backup policy yet. So now I'm going to show you how to create a backup policy for this particular newly restored database. Click create a policy, give a policy name. And if you don't want to do any advanced selection, you just keep as it is. I want to do hourly backup by default. Here is the retention. You can customize, but for now, I'll leave it as it is. So we really highly recommend every customer enable snapshot by snapshot to export. So that's where you can leverage the object storage for the long-term retention and also to be safe in case something happened from your primary data center or from the cloud region. You can have another copy from the object storage, which it could be from a different region. So once I make the selection here, and how to select the application, I already selected the particular namespace, but if you want, you can choose by label, do the label-based selection. So for now, let me just leave it as it is. And yeah, that's how we are going to create the backup policy. Before I create the policy, I want to show you the YAML file. If I click the YAML file here, you can see these are the YAML file we generated for you. If you want to automate, actually part of my K10 Destroy automation, I was using the YAML file to create the policy, okay? So for now, I'm going to go ahead to create a policy. Once I create the policy, it appears under the policies. And again, if you don't want to wait for next scheduled job, just click run once, we will immediately run this job. So once I click the job, go back to the dashboard, you can see the backup job kicked off. Actually, the scheduled job also kicked off, but never mind. And yeah, while we are here, I will show you where to configure the object storage location profile. So from the settings on the top right-hand corner, click settings, you can see these are my OSS1. It was created from our Asia Pacific Singapore region. Here is my bucket name. It's running at this endpoint from our Alibaba Cloud in Singapore region. But if you want to create a new profile, you click create a new profile. You can choose any one of the object storage you prefer. Could be Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon S3 or NFS storage. The rest of the S3 compatible storage, you choose S3 compatible. Okay. Also from the UI, another tab here is called data. The data is give you more stats of the storage utilization of the backup stats. So you can see right now, I got the live storage. Here is my live storage size. Here is my object storage size. You might have noticed the object storage deduplication. We have the built-in compression and also a deduplication. So you already see like a 10 times storage savings. Okay, come back to the dashboard. You can see the backup job is running. So we don't want to. I don't want to wait. And for the purpose of this demo, we already demonstrated to you how you can deploy Kasten K10 to protect your containers just under 3 minutes. In this demo, it only takes 67 seconds. And once the environment is ready, you already have the backup policy, you already have the sample database, and you can immediately to run the backup jobs. And once the backup job finish, you can restore from the backup. So I did simulate a disaster by deleting the original namespace and then restore from the object storage copy. And also I showed you once the newly restored database is up running, how to configure backup policy. That basically completes the whole demo. And what else? Actually, another thing I want to show you is my GitHub page. So I will include a link here. So if you go to my GitHub page, you can see I got the automation not only for ACK. For ACK, basically, it only covers how to protect the Kubernetes cluster running on Alibaba Cloud ACK. You already have a running Kubernetes cluster. You only need 3 minutes. 3 minutes, we can protect your containers running on ACK. So we will deploy sample database, Postgresql plus K10 plus create backup policies. And the rest of them are for other cloud. If you are interested to Google Cloud, it only takes 6 minutes. Actually, within the 6 minutes, also including build a GKE cluster. But for Azure Cloud, I got the automation for AKS. So 8 minutes, build AKS plus MySQL plus K10. For Amazon EKS, I built the EKS cluster plus Cassandra plus K10 in about 25 minutes. For OpenShift, I'm actually built on IBM Cloud, running OpenShift with OpenShift container storage plus MongoDB plus Kasten K10. So in about 45 minutes. So let me show you a little bit here. If I click ACK-K10, you can see here is the instructions. And if you don't have a ACK cluster up running, I got the YouTube video to walk you through how to build a ACK cluster by web UI. If you prefer, you can also build the ACK cluster by Open API. That's another option, how to build a ACK cluster. But after you build the cluster, you are ready to go. So you just log into Alibaba Cloud Shell, you verify you got the access to the cluster, and then you can clone the repository, you can complete the, install the tools and set the Alibaba Cloud access credentials. And then you're ready to go to do the deploy. K10 Destroy, we already talked about these. So 3 minutes, actually in this case, 67 seconds, we deployed all of these. And once I done the job, you basically can destroy the environment. Actually, I finished my job. Let me just destroy my environment. So I log in back to my Cloud Shell. So it might take a couple of seconds because of the Cloud Shell. Yeah, the cloud providers now, they will disconnect your Cloud Shell after a while. If there is no activity, you just come back to ACK-K10 and run the command K10 Destroy. We will destroy the environment. So basically, what we're going to do here is we're going to remove the relevant VPC, remove the vSwitches, remove the relevant disks, remove the relevant snapshots, and also remove the objects from the storage bucket. But this one, I'm currently recording this one. So I will replace the page with the right link for this YouTube video. So if you are interested to know more, so I recorded earlier, there is a backup containers, how to backup containers on ACK, how to automate the build and predict the ACK cluster via the API. And there is also free, Kubernetes trainings. Okay, that's pretty much all I want to cover for now. Let me come back to the slide deck here. So I included here a few reference links. Excuse me. The first one is the automation source code. I already showed you from this GitHub page link, and how to build an ACK cluster from Web Console or from Open API, and how to build an ACK cluster and protect it via API. So here's the 2 links, and how to migrate containers from on-premise to ACK. I haven't touched on this one yet, but I got the YouTube video I recorded earlier, how to migrate the containers from on-premise to ACK cluster. So you just go to this link, migrate ack.yongkang.cloud. And I also included here Kubernetes free training. This is really very useful training. And once you complete the training, you're going to receive the popular Kubernetes badges and also our custom documentation page. So coming next, I'm working on the automation that's almost fully automated to not only build an ACK cluster and also plus deploy K10, protect the containers, create a backup policy, all done just one command. So once I complete it, I will show you how it works. So with that, yeah, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for watching. If for those of you are interested to connect with me, here is my email address, and my LinkedIn, and my Twitter, and also follow me on our YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, it's more all about how to build a Kubernetes cluster, how to protect the Kubernetes cluster, not just Alibaba Cloud, and also cover the rest of the cloud, and plus the, it could be from on-premise distributions like OpenShift or, Tanzu. Yeah, and the last link is about, my GitHub page. Yeah, thank you very much. And I hope it is useful to you.